In the last episode of the David Watson podcast, I spoke to Ameen, a rapper, entrepreneur, music producer from Amman, and we still had a lot we wanted to talk about. So, quite simply, please enjoy round two, and as always, like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Thank you. One, hello again, welcome back, and round two, episode two of you and me putting the worlds to rights and sharing our
Yeah,
opinions on all
man.
things that we are passionate about. And since I last spoke to you, thank you and your team for all the work you did with the thumbnails and the videos, the edits. It was a great job, and genuinely appreciate all the social media sharing. It was very good of you and your team. So thank you for that. And
No, thank.
we literally, the last time we were speaking, we got into, well, we covered lots of topics, but one of the things towards the end that we didn't have time to cover and that you and
Yeah,
I discussed after the podcast finished is you wanted to talk a little bit about bullying and kind of how that affected your life and where you are with it now.
exactly. So first thing first, there are some students which I basically know, and within like this year, they're actually getting bullied, and they talk to me like I get bullied. They just want to do like make fun of me just to make other laugh in the class, or just to make me as a joker and make fun of me, and yeah, just talk a lot of shit. So I told him like, why? What's the reason of you being like that? Because it affects your personality. Nobody can bully me right now because I'm a different person now. I'm an alpha. Like, if you want to bully me, well, you made the biggest problem, biggest mistake in your life bullying me because you don't know what's gonna come up for you. I'm gonna take my revenge, whether you do something and make fun of me. And there is two ways actually to solve your bullying or to stop it, whether aggressively or silent, being silent, not replying yet to it or not being anything. If you're afraid of beating up or getting slapped or punched in your face and you're being a coward, then I prefer you to just stay silent. That's how you can solve a bullying. And for example, I even snapped today on my Snapchat for like there are some kids who are like uh, electronic friends. They just like, oh, I want to play Fortnite. Oh, I'm on this level on Minecraft. You know, like these kind of people with the rectangular shape of glasses. These are people who are will get bullied is because they must change. If you're a man, you must act like a man. Stop acting like a kid. I mean, right now I don't know who plays PlayStations nowadays, who and why. Because world is changed. People are focusing on money, focusing on cars, focusing on so many deep future, how to build it, focusing on their talents. I don't think nowadays if anyone can be playing PlayStation, it's done. And even if there is another PlayStation 6, it's gonna come up soon, it's gonna fail, just like iPhone 14. This is what I believe. But there is one small thing that's I don't know what they're working on. Like the world controller, it's like they're gonna make everyone as robot, probably gonna target at so many things on trends and this and that things, and that's why they're getting bullied, and that's why they're gonna get like this because they watch movies. Watching movies, they think bullying is gonna make them tough, or
I,
getting girls, or
I
getting
think,
attention.
yeah, I think one of the things just to quickly go over is, and only could you use the word coward, right? I think one of the things that's difficult when it comes to bullying, and there's different types of bullying, and it's very hard because online bullying is a completely different scenario to someone bullying you to your face. And
Yeah,
someone bullying you to your face, especially if it's physical, I think is can be very problematic because a lot of people just cannot fight. You know, there's a significant difference um, for if you're not a fighter, and you know, I'm not anything kind of special in the realms of fighting, but growing up, I used to do a lot of judo. I did a lot of boxing, so I've been hit in the face a lot, and I've grappled a lot over the years, especially when I was younger. So if you're not that way inclined, and saying that, I'm also I'm 5'8", so I also know what it's like to go up against somebody who's 6'4", 6'5", and no matter how fit and strong you are, you there's sod all you can do about it because they're just going
Exactly.
to outpower you. And I think it's one of the things that is problematic slightly on social media and in the world today is people like bullies are cowards. You know, you just have to stand up to bullies. You just have to do this. You just have to do that. One, if you've had no formal training of any way, shape, or form, you wouldn't even know how to stand up to a bully to start with. You know, and what you see in films just isn't reality. And don't get me wrong, I've seen everybody over the years has probably seen a bully get smacked back and realise, oh, actually, now it's on the other foot. You're not so keen, but not everybody is capable of doing that. And I think one of the things that's like so when I was younger, there was no social media, so the only way you could be bullied was face to face. You know, now that could just be verbal, somebody making fun of you, and that can be painful in itself. But it also the other side of that is it taught you to harden up a bit and not be so sensitive to people making fun of you. And you can get clever and intellectual with that and actually respond and try and be just as smart going back. But the
Yeah.
thing that's always difficult is if you got bullied by a bigger kid, then there wasn't a huge amount you could do other than suck it up. And that's not very helpful for somebody who's in that position right now who might be listening. And again, the online, like you're saying, you know, when people come at you online, but the only thing you can do, I think, is block them. It's how you shut the noise out because over the years, especially on TikTok, where I've got a bigger following, you know, sometimes I get a shed load of abuse, shitloads of it comes
Hmm.
my way, and then other times I just like. Sometimes I get involved in it and just make fun of them back. Sometimes I try and be, you know, I just depending on my mood, I just play the game with them, um, and then other times I just block them because I just like I just don't have the emotional energy for this today, and it all
Yeah.
depends what mood I wake up in, and like, and that's me, and I have lots of experience of this both physically and online,
Yeah.
and I have to say if you're on the receiving end of being bullied, whatever way it is, try and find somebody you can talk to about it. You know, whether it's online, if it's getting to you, if it's getting under your skin and you're struggling with it, you need to try and speak to somebody outside of your circle that might be able to help you.
Let me just say real quick. By the way, you're totally 100% correct. But I think through my experience, I'm saying this. Um, being as like a kid who gets bullied from
Mm.
other kids is actually, for example, being scared.
Yeah.
And being scared is like being a coward. You cannot fight back, David. You cannot do something. You're scared. Your heart is beating so fast. You're scared from getting punches on your face. You cannot do anything. You don't know how to even fight. You just sit there and don't know what's going on.
Mm.
So, through my experience, so I used to get bullied as well in the school. So, it's a so funny story, by the way. Uh, the most reason is like my hair used to be so long and silky. So when I wear a cap, so it's like coming out and everything. So there is a girl. She was in our class. She had a crush on me, and I was not interested. I was a kid. I don't know what
Yeah,
love
yeah.
means at that time. Give me a bicycle and just let me drive. So so what happened is like the like another boys,
Yeah.
they're not in my grade. They just came up to me in the break, and I was eating. I was hearing a ring box sound with an iron. They're just clinking two ring box together like chack chack,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he coming in front of me like, yo, what's your problem? What's up? And I'm scared. I'm alone. All of my friends in the school at that time, they know me and they watch me all through Instagram right now and everything. They're fake, by the way. So they didn't stood up with me, David. No one did. No one was there. It was only one and one of my friend. That's it. We are two only standing there. We're listening to these sounds. They would just want to beat up. He came. He told me, "Get ready. In the last period, I'm gonna dump you up. You're dead." I was like scared, like, why? Why me? Are you jealous of what? Because that girl is talking to me. You had crush on her, and she's just talking to me because I'm good looking, better than you. Like, what's the reason? What's the point? Why do you want to fight just because of a girl? Then there is a more. They just are jealous, so jealous because of me. I don't know what I did at that time. I'm just a small kid. I was not a singer. I'm not doing anything. I just used to sing at school, and people used to love me. Teachers, whether it's a girl as a fan or something, they used to get jealous. We used to talk about the jealousy, you and I, the last podcast.
Yeah.
So that's why they just wanted to beat me up. Then what I did is, like, as you said, I called someone. I called someone bigger than me. I was scared. I was a coward. I couldn't do anything. Like four,
I
five
don't
boys.
think
How
it's.
can I even fight
I
them
don't
back?
think, but that's what I mean. I don't think it's being a coward. It's a reality of a situation.
I
It is.
swear, David, I swear, if I go back, if with this mindset, the mindset that I have right now that is already scaring me, if I went back to the past,
Hmm.
I will fight them, all of them. These five boys, I will fight them because I'm saying that I used to be a coward, but right now I don't care. I will fight. If I'm gonna fall down, I will never give up. At least I fought someone. If you want to make fun of me, if you want to say something fun about me, well, come on, let's tell me, what do you have? You want to fight me? Then I'm gonna fight you back. It's like the same thing. You're protecting your girl going outside. If someone is flirting with her or anything, oh yeah, like this or that, then you have to protect her. Whether it's a three, four boys, you don't care. That's your wife. You must protect her. So that's why we are men. We must be as soldiers. We must be ready to protect it. We must be ready for a war that's going to come up for in our life. Whether it's an easy thing or you cannot just sit like this, oh yeah, or run up. You can run sometime in any situation. I did. I did, by the way, run in so many problems I had and so many fights. But sometimes I used to get so angry. So last fight, it was on my school when I was 12th grade. So we were three, my cousin and my friend and I. There were 15 students and we were three. Three versus 15 or 17 students. They just want to fight. I was so angry and mad. I told my friend, open your car tank. I would like to take anything that's iron or metal and I just want to beat them to death. I don't care if they're 15. I don't care. Let them just come. I was so angry. I've never been this angry in my life. So I was waiting for the last period, David. I just waiting, and I didn't know anyone. I was so lonely in my 12th grade. No, I had no friends. So I was just waiting for the period to finish, really waiting for the ring. As soon as I get down, I went down. Then the principal came. Someone just said, "Oh, like yeah, they're gonna be fighting and this," but I choose to not to be a coward. I didn't care at that time if I'm going to die or if I'm going to be alive. And nobody's gonna die. If you're gonna get punched in your face, you're not going to die.
I
Just
think
you're
it's
gonna be
relative to,
knocked out.
I think it's relative to where you are because, currently in London we have a problem with stabbing. So lots of parents would
Ah,
argue that their children are dead for having the same sort of attitude of I'm not a coward. I'm going to go out there and fight with these people, and they've been stabbed to death. And
no, no,
that's
no.
it's context to where you are and what the situation is, and because like I say, look, the thing about bullying is, and you
Mm,
said something that's very important as well, is that normally when you're getting bullied, that's because you're getting some form of attention, or the bully is using you to get their attention.
exactly.
So there's some sort of leverage that that bully is getting from making you part of the attention, and it could be that you're doing better in life than them. The girls like you can sing better, whatever. It could just be that you're a bit awkward, and it's easy for them to make jokes about you, and they can pull this off because they can single you out. But you are, for a bully, you are some form of currency that gives them either attention or clout, or
Hmm.
they're feeling pissy about something, and they can take it out on you and accuse you of being the cause of that. And you're living in somebody's head rent free, unfortunately, because for whatever reason they have some form of motivation to make your life shit. And whichever way you argue it, everybody knows, and it doesn't help the person being bullied, by the way, but everybody knows that if somebody is going around getting their kicks by making your life miserable, they have a shitty life. They
Yeah,
certainly have nothing going on in their life that you and I would want in ours.
exactly. But David, imagine if I was a bodybuilder, would I get bullied from any of these small people?
No, but
They will be
again,
scared.
it's it's all it's the
It's
same
all
can be said.
personality. No, it's all personality, David. If you got a big and like not okay, just leave your body. If you got something, if you got a big brain, if your personality is like being as a man and you talk less and you don't make fun of others and you're just sitting there alone and doing your own stuff and everything, I don't think you're gonna get bullied. And if you did, well, there are so many solutions as we mentioned past 10
Yeah,
minutes.
but that's why most people will tell you, no matter who you are, you should at some point in your life learn some sort of self defense skill. And
Yeah,
I don't care whether you're boxing, martial arts, wrestling, whatever. Just something where you get comfortable and get used to the feeling of actually having physical contact with people who are bigger and stronger than you. And get because 90% of the fear is just the fact you've never been in that situation before.
exactly. Well, I believe I must like if any parents are listening to us or they're bigger, take your kids to a place to learn karate or
Yeah.
taekwondo or something. Let them like feel their body. Don't just give them some sodas, drinks while they're young and showing them with their phone, giving to them and getting addicted to just YouTube and this. Yeah, my son will gonna be a pilot. How are you gonna know that he's gonna be a pilot? He might gonna be a singer. He might gonna hate
Mm.
studying at the university. He might gonna drop out. You cannot just blame your kid's future and just telling him no, he's gonna be like this. Why? You just want to people talk about your future. Oh yeah, my son is a pilot. Who cares? Who cares
But I think
nowadays?
that's
Like,
every parent, though. All
no,
parents have
David,
aspirations for their kids.
David, who gets more respect? An artist, a famous artist, or an engineer who nobody knows?
Um, I think that
If it
depends.
if it doesn't, like imagine there are so many engineers and so many artists as well. So if an engineer is going to a let's say airport, okay, nobody's gonna recognize him. That's the first thing. And
Are
again,
you talking about respect or attention?
yes, but if you would like to earn respect, because look, you can buy anything in this world, but you cannot buy respect. You
No, but
cannot buy
being an art,
loyalty.
but that's what I'm saying. Being an artist doesn't necessarily get you anything other than attention.
It
You
gives
know.
you so many things, like everything. It's not all about money. Being an artist, like people knowing you as a good artist, not like a bad rapper, like Takashi 69, these mumble rappers. No, like an, for example, being as an Eminem, like these rappers who are legends. I mean, they are getting more respect than anyone else. Like for example, if they're gonna be like in our country,
Even Eminem gets dissed by other rappers.
jealousy.
Okay, but
They want
why?
to get
Yeah,
to
yeah,
their
but
place and want
what
attention.
why was Tupac shot? Tupac's regarded as one of the greatest rappers of his generation, and he got shot by a rival gang. So they didn't respect him.
It wasn't a gang. I don't believe it's a gang. Uh,
Well,
so
he had well allegedly there was a dispute with another with the was it the New York, was it East Side or
Las Vegas.
yeah, but who were the people that were alleged to have shot Tupac?
Look, to be honest with you, I don't want to get so deep in this, but whoever
But what
speak
I'm
about
saying
the truth,
is you only get respect from there's lots of different forms of respect, and even artists get disrespected.
like for example, if they're gonna get disrespect but by what they are doing. For example, if you're gonna speak about the artists, let's just speak about the influence and bloggers. There are so many bloggers who are getting disrespect. Like for example, there are so many bloggers I know in Middle East, they're getting disrespected. You know why? They're just making shitty content, and they're just making fun of their self, and they're stupid, and they're just famous. So that's why, and they just support them. People are being supportive, like, oh yeah, he's my idol. How can he be your idol? Just explain. He's just making ad. And you know what? We're gonna get back to the rap things. This is what they do something gonna make them laugh, make anything. You just
Yeah.
have to make the people laugh on TikTok or anything, then you're gonna get their attention. Then act stupid, whether you're a girl or you're a boy. And if you're a girl, it's easy for you to be famous. And if you're a boy, it's a little bit hard. You must act more dumb to get famous, and then you're gonna get ads by going to burger, do a burger ad. Oh yeah, come to this restaurant, they're selling poisons, by the way. This is all poison and not healthy food. And yeah, going to this not coffee shop, like juice shop and everything. It's local. I'm talking all about local things, not the like American restaurant, for example, McDonald's and Burger King. No, these are the main brands. But these locals one, everywhere I go, there is a burger kind of thing. Everyone is mentioning it. It's all poisons. You're eating. It's not healthy. You just feel dizzy. You just feel this. And that's the main thing of people being more lazy and not working out for themselves. So about rap as well. So everyone who died, which I believe Pop Smoke, it's I think it's because of jealousy, the same thing. And right now the last takeoff is from which group?
Yeah, yeah. There was that rapper
Migos.
recently shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's takeoff as well. It's because of jealousy. But Tupac,
It is.
X
It is.
Tentacion. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it is jealousy. It is. But it's also becomes tribal because you've got different sides. And look,
There is a
uh, you
there
know,
is a, sorry to
if
interrupt you. There,
Tupac,
uh-huh.
I was just going to say, if Tupac wasn't as good as he was, nobody would have noticed him. It was the attention that he got that caused him some of the problems.
But how he got his attention, David? That's the question.
It was talent.
He was talented, but not only talented, he was speaking about the truth, David. If you would like to see his lyrics about the album, it was all
Yeah.
about the truth and about the world, like 1960s and 70s and 80s. There was so many truth and it was hiding. So he was telling me so many truth. So that's why anyone who's telling the truth, whether it's on a music industry or anywhere else, he's down. He's the target. He's whether gonna be vanished or something else. He's never gonna be coming back. They're just gonna be like faking his death or do something, because there are some people, David. They are bigger than anyone else. So what they do is like threaten your family, threaten your life, threaten this and that. So you're gonna do anything because that's what you have to do is like protecting them. So okay, come on, take me. I don't care. What should I do? Because if you tell people truth, they won't like it. So what's the point? Just tell them lies. You want lies? Okay, guys, yeah, I had this. And if you're saying the truth, you don't have to think. Because if it was a lie, you must think, oh yeah, how sure the lie? When was it? When this and this, that and this. So we even spoke about this in our last podcast. It's like people love lies more than truth.
No, that's it's again, it's just another fact of life that people will often not want to do the simple things because they're not easy. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's much easier to just say to yourself, "I'll do it tomorrow," and today I'll have a day off, and today I won't do that, and I'll just put Netflix on and chill out. And it's not my fault, you know. I want to get started, but it was raining this afternoon, so I put it off. And you know, it's just the way the
Uh,
human mind is. You got to push yourself. You got to have a purpose. You got to have a drive.
about the human mindset that you're saying right now and being addicted through the Netflix and this and
Mm.
getting a day off and everything. One thing I would like to mention, and it's the biggest problem right now, it's happening, David. Every single one, even if they're watching this podcast, they forgot who God is. They forget God's punishment. They don't believe in God's punishment. And God's punishment, it's not in the end of the world. No, it's in the world. It's in your life. It's your current life. You're going to
Yeah.
get stuck up. That's why there are angels in the world. I've never seen anyone right now going to the mosque or pray, or even Christians. No one is believing. No, they cannot even read the Bible. They don't know anything about whether it's Islam or Bible. They don't read that. They don't know who is like what's the reason of the being alive, what's the main problem, what's the real happening and everything, what's the past, what's the present, what's the future, everything is written there. So they forget everything. So because of internet, and I believe this is what I told you like about the future, there is a time it will come, David, and people are not ready for this one. One day the internet from entire of the world, it will shut down, and people will be so crazy they don't know what to do. Everyone, and you know when and the internet shut down, finance, banks, everything, the telescopes or the ISIS, everything, it shuts down. Nothing. There is no internet. So what's going on? No phone calls. You cannot do this, and you cannot. It's like the movie, you know, like the Last Day. It's what is it called?
Yeah. I know the
Yeah,
film you're referring to.
yeah. So it's gonna be like this. It's coming soon, or I
To
don't
be
know
honest,
when, but
that would be like my childhood because I was pre-internet, and when
I
I grew up,
wish.
so when I grew up, nobody had a telephone in their house. You had to go and use the one on on the street. Um, TV used to only had three channels. It came on in the morning and then was off. Came on again for news at lunchtime, and then it was turned. It just turned off again, and it didn't come back on again into the evening.
Yeah,
Shops were closed at weekends. Shops closed at Wednesday afternoons, and that was my childhood growing up. There was no internet, no social media.
your childhood is coming soon, David.
I'll be fine. I will be fine. This will just be one nostalgic road trip for me. The rest of you
Yeah.
are fucked, but I'm fine.
Yeah. You're used to it and you know everything. I used to get addicted, by the way, when I was in the school. I used to watch like there is a channel called NBC2 and NBC3. I just used to watch these movies and just watch these cartoons, sit down and not do anything. And nowadays, nowadays, no one buys a TV. TV is an old fashioned. Everyone is just laptop through phone or anything. They just got upgraded.
But, so no, you're right.
Yeah.
It could easily happen, and I think just going back to one of the things you were talking about getting famous off TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and all of that.
Yeah.
There's two types of getting famous, and neither one matters, but it's what you're doing with it that counts. And you could be getting famous for doing stupid stuff, or you could be famous because you have a brand and you offer some form of content in the form of a service. You know, like you're a rapper, so you're going to be
Yeah.
getting famous because of your music, right?
Yeah.
Um, but that's no different short term. That's no different than being famous because you just mess about and make people laugh on TikTok, right?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter in terms of the attention it gets you. The thing that matters is where are you going to be in 5 years or 10 years. And one of the best examples of this currently going on, which is causing lots of discussions on the internet, is OnlyFans. Now, girls on OnlyFans, and I just so everyone is aware, I have talked about it before. I don't care. I don't give a shit if you're on OnlyFans or not. It's none of my business. But if you're on OnlyFans, that attracts a certain amount of attention, and that attention only lasts for 5 years if you get to the top, maybe 10. And with that attention, regardless of what it is, comes a reputation. So it doesn't matter if you're just a guy who's on the internet making everybody laugh, always
Yeah.
doing stupid pranks. That will become what your reputation is, which is different to the reputation you'd get as a successful singer, a successful rapper, or a successful sports person. Right? It's different to the reputation you would get as a successful OnlyFans. But particularly with OnlyFans, you can make a lot of money in the short term. And where I see, if I had a criticism, it's not meant to be a criticism, to be fair. It is where a lot of these girls, it's not that they're doing OnlyFans, is they're living the OnlyFans lifestyle on money that is going to run out eventually. And at the end of it
Mhm.
all, what you're going to have is maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years of living great. And then you're going to
Yeah.
find out you have no more money coming in and nobody wants to touch you because you're basically a porn star. Now, what you need to do if you're listening to this is, and you're doing OnlyFans and you're making shitloads of money and breaking it in every month, is you need a finance plan. The same as if you're the funny guy on Instagram, TikTok. As soon as you start making money, you need some sort of finance plan so that when it all goes tits up, when it all dries up, when people are bored of your content, because for every comedian out there now doing funny stuff on TikTok, there's someone else following you, learning from you, and finding other ways to make people laugh. Because people will soon get bored of what you do. The same with OnlyFans girls. People will soon get bored of what your tits look like, and they'll want that girl that's 10 years younger than you. See, as a
Mhm.
singer, as a rapper, you can make another album. You can release something new that somebody hasn't heard before. If you're an artist, if you're an actor, you can do something new that people haven't done before. So it's a form of reinvention.
Mhm.
And with that, you can, again, but it still comes down to your finance. How are you leveraging the attention you get to make money for you? So
Yeah.
my channel at the moment is quite small, but as my channel starts to grow and my guests grow, with that will become a way to finance it and leverage the attention that my YouTube channel gets. What's important is what I do with that leverage so that I have a long term sustainability in the sense
Yeah.
of, if you know, like I said, if you're an OnlyFans model and there's some of those OnlyFans models are allegedly making £100,000 a month,
Mm.
how are you going to make that £100,000 a month last you for the rest of your life? But some of them are making £100,000 a month and spending £100,000 a month. Well, the problem with that is in 10 years, when you are literally dried up and nobody is interested in you as a model anymore, you haven't got any money to leverage. But if you were investing that £100,000 a month, in 10 years from now, you can carry on living like you're on £100,000 a month because you only ever invested it and never spent it. And look, it wouldn't matter. Like take NMN earlier, Eminem, when you were talking about him. Part of his personal success is he never spent all of his money. Otherwise, he'd have just become a washed-up rapper who's bankrupt, skint, and asking for handouts. And look at loads of sports stuff from football, American football, tennis, boxing, which is something I'm a big fan of. There's loads of successful sports stars who ended up bankrupt because the time period in which you can make a lot of money is short. But when you're in that bubble, it looks like it's around forever.
Let me tell you one thing. You're speaking mainly about the key,
Mm.
and this is the key of life. And I will explain it later. But let's begin with the OnlyFans. That since you mentioned it, do you think a girl making an OnlyFans is it good money or bad money?
Successful OnlyFans girls and millionaires,
No,
multi-millionaires.
any no. Like in a general way, if there is a girl, she's like sitting there and she just wanted to open an OnlyFans, and would you give her advice like she's gonna get a good money selling her body, or is it a bad money?
Well, the advice would be pure business advice because look, this just like I've said, I need to make everyone clear about it. I don't care if you're an OnlyFans model, a porn star, or whatever. That's not any of my business.
Yeah.
It's if you start getting attention that you can leverage for money to make your
Mm.
living, then you need to turn it into a business stroke finance plan. So if somebody approached me and said I want to be an OnlyFans model, right? I don't know much about leveraging OnlyFans businesses, but it's like right. So how are you going to develop a following that people are going to pay for? So the first thing is Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, where you start promoting your pictures and stuff, and try to entice people to come in and talk to you more. Chat in the comments when guys are loving you up.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I do know more about this than I think. Guys are loving you up. Comment. Get friendly with them. You need to pull as many people as you can to your OnlyFans page, and then start doing that subscription service. But you've got to what you've got to try and do is get a loyal fan base that will pay you money every time. You're much better off getting 10,000 people paying a monthly subscription than having a million followers on Instagram that don't give you any money.
Yeah.
Because what you need is subscriptions, and that's what you're trying to pull people into, is giving you a subscription. And the only way to do that is to talk to your friends. Look, it's like people with foot fetishes. If you're an OnlyFans model, you need to attract the foot fetish guys as well. You know,
Hmm.
you need to leverage what that interest in you is, and you want to. If you look at some of the really successful OnlyFans girls and listen to them on podcasts and listen to them in interviews, they have good business brains. They might be selling you their tits, but behind those tits is somebody with brains, and some of them
Hmm.
are very smart, and some of them are
Yeah.
making a lot of money, and they're investing all of that money and making more money out of it. And that's my advice to anyone who's doing any form of adult content.
Yeah.
Make sure when the money starts flowing, you start investing it into something, and not get rich quick schemes. Invest it in something with sound, solid investment advice. If you look at wealthy people are not chasing get rich quick schemes. They're chasing
Hmm.
safe investments where they put in a lot of money but getting guaranteed small returns. And
Yeah.
that's if once you start getting big sums of money, that's what you need to start doing. So, and it doesn't matter to me what you're selling. It's how you're leveraging or utilizing your fan base.
Exactly. So you can sell anything, by the way. If you're good at business and if you're learning, if you had so many courses and everything, you can sell anything, any single thing. But regarding like through, I'm a religious guy, so a girl would have to do is like if she's broke or anything. So this is the key that you're targeting and trying to talk about. The key of the life, which is many people think that success is just by hard working, and they forget it's like just being smart. And the key of success is metal, materials. Money is a material,
Mm-hmm.
watches are materials, and cars are materials. If you want to get these things, then you have to think of how to get the materials things without even knowing like what does money mean, without like noticing about everything. So there is in a good way if you bring money, and there is a bad way. You can whether wash that money, if you know what I mean, or whether you can just bring it in a good way. So, and by the way, like there are so many people, if the fans they're gonna watching this, so there are so many loyal girls I've helped with through depression and everything. I know they had no friends and only fake friends and everything. They're so lonely, David. Just imagine using their phones, using TikTok, not doing anything. They're not their relationship with their parents are not good, or whether they're divorced or something, and they don't know how to do anything. They cannot afford to buy a medicine from pharmacy, so they're so lonely. So I'm speaking about these three girl and yeah, three girls. So this is how I helped them while talking to them and everything and solving a solution. I could have helped them telling them to do bad things, but that's not the thing I have to do. While telling them, oh yeah, you have to show your body to everyone so that people can be watching you and everything, because
Mm.
that thing is only for your husband. This is what I believe. That thing is not like you can make it public and you can walk naked. If you just do an OnlyFans, it means you can walk naked outside your city and you will just risk dangerous things. Anyone can come into you, just they flirt you or kidnap you or do anything to you or anything, being in a safe way or in a bad way. So, um, for example, if there are so many girls that don't know what to do and they cannot get any money, they think they just have to get married and wait for that right husband. And sometimes, even like in Middle East, there are some rich people from daddy's money. They are so stupid, and they're just cheat on these loyal girls. They just drive the fancy cars, go to beaches and everything, and they don't know what to do in their life, and they just wait for the leastest electronics gonna drop off, and they just wanna buy it, and they never focus on the loyal girl. And that loyal girl is a poor girl, and she doesn't have any parents. She doesn't have anyone else. So how can she move up? How can she? You can do anything. So what I believe is, this is in my belief. I believe that I'm God's weapon. So how is that? Is like I'm helping so many people, David. Why am I helping these people? Why am I like being safe through these angels? Why am I helping all of them? Why am I showing them the real doors? I'm showing you the real door, but in that door, there are so many traps in there. But I'm gonna be helping you. Like there are four doors in front of you. Choose the right one. I'm gonna aim it at you. As soon as you start your walk, you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. But I'm there to hold your hand and get you back up. So this is what I have to do. I have to share peace. Because without peace, without love, there will be war. And we must at least, the most reason happening war is like because there is no peace and there is no love. They just hate on themselves, just talking a lot of shit about anything, weaponize and these kind of things. So that's the main thing is like through our like Middle East girls or anything. There are some girls in Middle East. Yes, they do some crazy stuff. Yes, they do some OnlyFans. Yes, they do Snapchat subscriptions, but they don't know what's God's punishment. That's the main reason. They don't know how they're gonna get punished. If one day you're gonna get married, if you one day you're gonna be having a kid or a son, how can you let your son see your her friends, like his friends, are gonna be like, oh, your mom titties on this shit or your mom boobs? Like, what the hell? That doesn't make sense, David. Like, they just focus on the present. If you know the key of the success, if you target how to bring money, well, stop being lazy. Go find a job if you don't have a job. Work for 8 hours, then do some other work overtime. How can you sleep when you know that you're broke? I mean, broke by you don't own a house, you don't own a car, you don't own anything that you want, you're not wearing any good clothes. So how can you want to be rich and how everything goes up? And what you said is like, stop thinking being rich. Start thinking how to pay your rent, how to pay this, how to do this. What's the main reason is to start or getting or investing. That's the main reason you have to do. Everyone is being a business, but they're failing, David. Now you cannot, like in my country, you cannot just open any burger shop. As I told you, there are so many burgers. Khalas, it's done. You cannot open another burger shop. You cannot do any juice or anything shops. So this is the main reason. Now it's business are getting tough. People think that business is easy, but it's not. People who are lazy, they will not be like successful. Never. You must work hard. How can you sleep? Are you happy sleeping while you're thinking you're broke and you are actually, and you're not even making any money? So about that is like making a bad money is really bad idea. Is like doing this or that or anyway. But this is goes up on what do they think. But the girls, what's the girls' problem is they're taking um their decisions so fast. They make decisions so fast, David. It's so messed up. They don't know what to how to handle it or what to do. Like for example, if she got an idea, she do it right now. She doesn't think. She doesn't observe it. Just bring a pen and paper. Think what's going to be happening. This is what I used to say every time. They, my friends, they enjoy their present life, and the future that I'm really working on is mine. It's not theirs. So I'm gonna be better working on future. I don't want to go outside and just go and play and have fun while I'm being broke, and all of my friends are just laughing, studying at the university for 4 years, wasting their life. I'm gonna prove myself wrong and show them everyone like who am I and what I did and what I didn't. So for
So,
girls, they can do so many business idea. Yeah.
so what,
What
what
else?
does your future hold then? What is your future plan?
As you said, as you saw, the Money Air Company, helping
Yeah.
people, by the way, because I believe help can change the world. So it's like helping people with the professional CVs, helping people with the help center. There's a help center. It's called Painkiller. So anyone is depressed or anything, it's doing this. So for me, I'm gonna be continuing with my business, and I will continue with my music journey because
So,
I'm
well,
bringing
let's.
some different.
Well,
Uh-huh.
what's the business? What is the business? Not the help center. What's the business that's making you money and bringing you money?
Look, do you know what business actually really means to me? It's
No,
not
no.
making money. It's taking
Yep.
money from people.
Yeah. But what business are you doing right now that's making money, that's bringing in money or taking money?
Right now is like music,
Yeah.
yeah, and like mixing for other people on Fiverr, and I'm getting paid mixing it in a
Oh, nice.
professional way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right now with the business, I told you, as like people in my stuff and they are working and everything, so they're getting as well as a salary and commissions as well,
So,
and at the
so
same
it's
time, it's like I'm making money from everywhere. Like, yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, but that's what I mean because you do lots of things. So
yeah,
you're in a very good position to. So if there's a teenage lad or girl, it doesn't matter, but
mhm,
they're listening to you now. One of the things I'm
yeah,
trying to help them understand is you don't just do one thing. You
I
do
do many
lots of
things.
things, you know, but you don't talk
I
much
met
about
my
them.
assistant, by the way. Never.
No,
My
okay.
assistant knows everything. Like for example, by the way, like she's the best, and she helps me with so many things. I forget, and I have sleep issues. By the way, I take
Mm,
pills, 3 milligrams, so I could just help me to sleep. I never my brain's never shuts down. It just always
yeah,
thinking and solving problems and solving my team's problem and my staff problems. So just making to-do list and future plans and company and music. So it's hard for me to sleep. I sleep at 6 a.m. and I wake up at 9. David with
yeah,
a headache. I cannot rest. I'm just having this sleep issues. So this is what I'm telling you. How can I sleep happy or in a peace while other people are driving these supercars? I must get them. I must do something. I must create my future. I must
mm,
like I won't let my son live in a life that I've tried it or been in that life or being broke or doing these things or missing so many things, not cannot afford so many cars or cannot afford clothes. So I don't want to be like that. So even like for example, I'm telling you, like my assistant, she's young and
hmm
she actually just what she's trying to do is like even build her future. Like she was so scared and
hmm
it's so not easy for her like to do these kind of things because she's a girl, and in Middle East it's like a little bit so tough to do these kind of things alone. You must need someone.
yeah.
So my assistant doesn't need anyone. She just needs me and my brother, and that's it. This is how we can try to help people. This is what we can do for other people so we can help them and show what helping means. Because if you
hmm
follow your religion, any religion, if you know who are your gods, then you will know what's the main reason why you are alive is
Yeah.
helping people. If you cannot help people, you're gonna not open, like the gods will not open for you the door of success. How you can be living, oh yeah, no, it's a bad luck. It's not a bad luck, it's a
So
punishment.
yeah, no, the thing that like you were saying that there's a purpose from God. I understand that. I understand that. But
Yeah,
there will be people who are listening,
yeah.
and what like I said to you in the first podcast, one of the things I always think is important is to focus on not so much what somebody is doing, but how you build a bridge so that other people understand how to cross over to do the same. So, what is it that you do well?
Or well on what?
What what would you do? So, if you look at your life, what do you think when you look at your
Yeah.
life? Like, what do you look at and say, "Well, I'm good at that. I do that very well," or "I got that right. I
It's
did that right."
okay. So I get motivated every time and I stop making excuses and stop fighting my anxiety and I just let them be because
hmm
if you fight it, you're giving it more power, sorry, and more energy. So don't be like, oh, what will I do if I have anxiety or anything? Just let it be. You're not anxiety. You are the awareness to see it. And the only reason it stays around is because you resist it too much or you're believing it in anxiety is too much. So I'm proud of like what I'm doing or anything is like, first of all, I'm not being lazy. I
So,
sleep less. I don't care about sleeping. Yeah.
look at it this way. So, if you have a business idea, so
Yeah.
like what how do you change, how does that thought that comes into your head, right? So you get something, you think that might be a business idea,
Yeah.
How does that business idea translate in 18 months from now to a working business that's bringing money in? How do you make that happen?
So I'll see about the business and I study everything. I don't actually start a business and it has so many costs. Because if you start with so many costs, then where's your money in? You don't getting any money and you're losing everything. You're a brokey. You need money in. You don't need to spend a lot of money on that business and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna be having $5,000 or anything just to start. No, do something about it. So I will be learning about that business, looking at it, reading at that businesses, call my assistant, tell her like, is this business about this one? And call at my HR, what do you think about this one? It's like this and this. How can I change the same business? How it will be so perfect in my side? Why would am I doing this? How much money can I earn from it? And whether it be online or should it be on a place or in a should we rent anywhere? So this is how I think. I must read that things, sit alone, play some lofi music, and just drink coffee and think about it. I don't look. I told you I didn't study businesses in a university or college. I took online courses,
Mm.
100 courses, and I feel like that's what people must do. Is like taking online courses is way much better. Sitting at your home, not wearing a shirt, just looking at everything and feeling relaxed and not doing everything. And khalas, then you're gonna be knowing so many things about business because business is so easy, but people don't know the secrets. If they know the secrets, then they know the key that I told you. If know the key, then they can open all the doors. You're rich.
I mean that is it. So it's so tell people again what the key is.
I told you the keys is materials.
Yeah.
The money is a material, car is a material, and watches are material. If you learn these three things, then you will get the key of the success. I'm not gonna say everything properly. Like this is what Nikola Tesla even said. If you want the key of the universe, then you think in terms of vibration, energy,
Yeah.
and frequency. But I'm telling you the key of being rich. So think in terms of materials, cars and watches and money, because money is a material. So you know why I won't tell these kind of things? Because I know people are lazy. Everyone is lazy. They'll never figure out everything. They sit at home and they're just gonna, oh yeah, he's talking about money. Well, let me skip it. They just sit like there. Let's just go to the coffee shop. They just waste our time not doing anything and staying rubbish. And this is why you cannot go outside and see so many supercars, because all of them lazy. They don't believe in themselves. So it's better. And I start losing friends, by the way, starting this with a company thing, and I started losing. And this is what even like my mom sent me a picture. It's a quote. It says, that's why when you start with your journey with your life and being too serious about your future, you will start losing friends. That's why Lamborghini got 2 seats and a bus got 30 seats. This is
Well,
what she sent me at the morning. Like, yeah, just don't wait for them.
it's
And
true.
nobody's
It's a
yeah.
true story. Look, this is how it works, right? It's
Hmm.
you can't. You get to a point in life. I've seen something recently, and I was discussing it with a guy that I coach, and him and I have a lot of
Yeah.
discussions about this. And there was somebody talking about um, somebody was doing very well,
Yeah.
and one of his old school friends called him out and criticised him because he said, "You never come home. He's forgotten where he's from."
Yeah.
And I was me and my friend were talking about this, and we were saying, and I was saying that it's not that he's forgotten where he's come, right? It's just if your old school friends, and Snoop Dogg has said this, Snoop Dogg said something similar, and that is when you start rising up, your friends have to come with you. You
Mhm.
can't go back down once you've gone up. And if they choose not to follow through and follow you up, well, then they stay down there. You can't do it
Yeah.
for them. And the thing is, if you go to, you're going through school, you're a young lad, etc., right? And just say, because it's a popular thing at the moment, you start to study something like cryptocurrencies, and you start making lots of money. But your other friends are
Mhm.
like, no, man, let's go and get drunk, let's go and get stoned, let's go and do that. And you're like, no, I've got to keep studying because I'm making a shitload of money with cryptocurrencies, right?
Yeah.
Every time you start having a conversation with those friends, and you're like, "What have you done today?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I got drunk, I got stoned," and then after a couple of months, they're still saying the same thing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm skint, I've got no money, I've got to go and get a crappy job," and you're like, and they're like, "What have you been up to?" And you're like, "Well, look, I've made a couple of £1 million, or made, shitloads of money because
You know,
hang on,
you're
because I've been
mentioning
doing."
my friends, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, but this is the thing is is the guy that started learning about cryptocurrencies and how to make money. He is no longer sharing the same thoughts as his old friends, and you can't then start trying to. You have to make a choice. You have to either follow your own journey or give up who you
Yeah.
are and stay with your friends getting drunk and getting stoned. But if you want to carry on in a certain way, in a certain path, you have to
Mhm.
leave. It's not that you're leaving them behind, you're just becoming different people. And when you go back to see them, you don't have anything in common with them anymore because you've been meeting businessmen, business leaders, and you're working around and hanging around with people with new who your interests might be new, but there's similar interests to what they have. So
Yeah.
it's like when you and I first started talking, one of the things is we both have a passion for personal development and trying to make people's lives better. So we have a natural
Yeah.
interest. But if you're not interested in that, well, then you're not going to have a very good conversation with you or myself because they're things that we're
Yeah.
passionate about. Whereas if you like ripping
Exactly.
people apart and tearing people down, you and I don't really want to talk to you because that's not who we
Hmm.
are. That's not what we're about. And that's the thing
Yeah.
is when people start getting more and more popular and more famous or richer and richer and richer, they've gone down a certain path where the conversations that you used to have with them, they're not able to have anymore. So when you do meet up somewhere, you're talking about the same shit you've always been talking about, moaning about your crappy job, and this guy's like, I don't really know how to tell you about. I've just bought my second Ferrari, or I've just bought my third house somewhere, because your problems are no longer the same, and
Yeah.
you're happy doing your job and getting on the bus and working 40 hours a week, whereas he's happy working 80 hours a week from his home with his team of staff because that's what drives him. But you're not driven by anything. Look, I, it's not such a big deal to me now, but a few years ago, I was massively into fitness. And for that period of time, there was about sort of 7 or 8 months where I was going to the gym twice a day. I never went out drinking. So if you were one of my old drinking friends, you weren't going to see me. So I've got nothing to talk to you about. You want to go to the pub and get drunk or have a few beers. I don't. That's going to interfere with my
Yeah.
training. It's going to interfere with my plans for the next 3 or 4 months. So at that moment, I have literally nothing to talk to you about because our interests are not aligned anymore. And that's what people misunderstand when there's like, oh, he's become too big for his boots, become big headed. He thinks he's better than us. No, no, they don't. They just don't have anything in common with you anymore. Your interests are not aligned. That was it. That's the rant over.
That, I mean, you're actually mentioning my friends,
Yeah.
and you're totally right about that. Like, if even if anyone is watching and trying to change and developing his future and working for his future, and you start, يعني, you must know that you're gonna be losing a lot of friends. Get ready for it, and trust me, you don't need them. They're useless. Like, one of my friends, I know him, and actually, I'm trying to help all of my friends. I don't want to go up there, enjoy with the millions alone. I want them to come up with me. Help your mom, help your dad, buy them house, do this and do that, be creative. This is what I want to do. But they never listen. They just be focusing on girls, focusing on drinking and being stupid. How can you love a girl when you are broke? Your girl needs money. Your girl needs. Why do you think she's dating a guy and you're calling him, oh, that's your sugar daddy? Well, don't blame her. She's broke. She needs money. She needs someone to protect him. She protect her. She needs someone to stay with her and sit in the fancy car. What are you driving? You're driving a whack ass car. I'm not blaming everything, but poor people have nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose. You don't got money to lose. Why
Mm.
don't you start saving? Why don't you go to find a job or anything? Sit with people who think about money. Don't sit with people who talks about girls or talk about stupid shit. When I was there, standing in the circle of my friends, telling them that let's do this, let's come on plan, let's we have to make money. All of them left, talk shit. Now they're not even supporting me about my business and everything. I don't care. And I never will, because I know one day, and they're scared to support me, by the way, because they know Amin is gonna get up there and they're gonna be forgetting us and they cannot do what I did and what I achieved. I will be the nicest guy. I will pick up the calls. I will do everything and talk to you. But I will never be the same guy because I started myself and my team. No one was there to help me. And that's why poor people are easiest thing they can be rich with. Even if someone is starting a business, this is what I prefer you do. Find stuff that have nothing to lose like you. For example, my staff, they don't have anything to lose in their life. So they can do anything with me. They're going to believe in me. That's why they're working hard. They're doing this and that so that they could be believing in themselves and they work and they know that, okay, there is something. And this is what's crazy. The arrogant, they'll never follow a leader. If, for example, I'm a leader, they'll never follow me. No, I have to be a leader. I can do it by myself. Shut the hell up. You must follow someone. You cannot be learning box. You cannot be a boxer without a coach.
Mm.
You cannot be a singer without even a singer coach. You cannot teach in the school without being without a teacher. So how can you do something without a leader? You must be following. I don't care if I'm helping you right now. If you're gonna get money after that in my team or anything, then I'm so happy. Go ahead, do your own business, start your own things and this and everything. I don't care. But think different. This is their problem. I know everyone is watching them. I don't care. Well, stop what you're doing. And I know you're loving the same girl and everything. You're wasting your life. And look where I am. I'm drinking my coffee and wait for me in 2 years. The poor will be poor, the rich will be rich. Then you will clean my Lamborghini. Sorry, no offense.
It's a wonderful place to stop. One day you'll be listening to this cleaning Ameen's Lamborghini. I like it.
I'll come to your New York and then we'll come and meet there, inshallah, one day.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not gonna be an online. Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Thank you for having me.
Sure.